I love what like Ethernet driver shenanigans. It's just the best. I did a full system upgrade. Hopefully the thing is stable. Utterly ridiculous. Grab a couple windows back. No. This. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's take this. And we're going to start the wrapper. And we'll see how far we get. Before I take a break to go for a run, do a little exercise. Alright, so let's see what they do. Like this, like this. They do use torch, which is a little interesting. So we got sys. Okay, so a lot of these are actually pretty similar to what we do with Puffer. This is only like 200 lines. All I have to figure out basically is how to get this into something that looks like this. This is going to be Isaac Puffer env. Okay, so there's some setup for Isaac Gem. We don't really care about this config shenanigans. Unless you can't get it from Isaac Gem, which would be kind of weird. Buffers. Not used. Not used. Not used. Not used. Not used. It's not used, right? Is there a super on this? Nope. So that means that, oh, duh, there's no base class. So, I mean, those things literally can't do anything then. There's no domain randomization. So this is also redundant. See how much garbage they left in. I mean, this says they have get states, but this never gets populated. Let's see what else is in here that's just gross. Okay. Okay, that seems to actually get used. And this is not on, so we don't have this. Props. This is literally just get stuff to none. Step. You see how much garbage they just leave in? Like, oh, this code sucks. Okay, this is fine. To do read from config. Okay. That actually does something. This is way better already. Okay, so we'll have to implement that. Not bad though. Pre-physics step also not implemented. That's hilarious. So this base class doesn't do anything. They just had 200 lines of garbage. It doesn't actually do anything. It's hilarious. They weren't so sad. Okay. I guess we gotta look at the other wrappers for what they do with this. Because they're missing both of these. Okay, so this is humanoid of base task. And we just need the there's some configuration, it seems, to load the humanoid in. But let me see where this actually happens. Because this is just a base environment with nothing in it. State tensors. and you get the tensors from there. Okay, so I'm not understanding how the humanoid gets loaded in. M's. Okay, this looks like where it's setting this up. Got compute reward, compute reset, compute observations right here, compute humanoid ops. Then here's the pre-physics step. So actions. Okay, so they have to set the tensors here. And then they do the compute observations and rewards and stuff. Okay, so I see how this works. This is going to be, this is going to be some substantial time to really go through this, because they have quite a bit of stuff in here. In fact, I think I might even keep this structure that they have. Morning. I might even keep this structure that they have and just like prune it down a lot. So we have a base Isaac gem thing. I might do that. Have like base Isaac gem thing. And I really don't like to have multiple layers of inherited bullshit as the only thing here. So like base task and puffer M and then I like humanoid, it's a lot. Let me think. We would just compose these, right? So we would just, yeah, what we would do is we would have just the base task. This would just be Isaac or whatever. And then okay. We could do this. We could just compose these so we have we don't end up with 3 layers of inherited horseshit. I think that's what I'll probably do. It'll be slightly better. And we'll have this base viewer. And I guess we don't use the setup because these are going to be torch tensors. PufferLib at the moment, we don't have native torch tensor stuff because most of our M's are CPU. But I can do the same thing I did for GPU drive. I should start this right now at least. I think I'm going to start this for a bit, just see if I can understand a few things as to how, what's working here. Then I'm going to go for my run and stuff, and then I'll come back and it'll be the whole rest of the day on this. Only thing I want to check first is I want to check our graphs, make sure our runs are working. Wrong one. I want to check our graphs on our experiments. Oh, and I also probably should check the NYU Slack to make sure they're not going nuts. Add a chart or a scatter here. And this is going to be creation time. Okay, so it hasn't figured out anything yet with the current hypers, which is reasonable. It's a pretty tricky environment, and it's only got 3 samples so far. So we'll leave that be. Yeah, we'll leave this in background. Okay, so base task here. So we can just do this as an Isaac N, right? We'll do env is going to be Isaac env. And we'll do self.gem, self.env.gem, and we'll figure these out, these spaces out. And then we need to figure out the rest of this stuff. Right here. So they've got like this massive configuration, which I really don't like. Should I go find what their config looks like? That's probably a good idea. Okay, so they have a whole bunch of stuff in the config. So a lot of this should just be hard-coded because this is they have a config. Yeah, this makes no sense. They have a config that they're loading in. Like they have a humanoid environment, and then they're loading in as a config what the humanoid environment needs. Should just be in there. Or at the least this isn't like a config. This is, I mean, this is the spec. There's nothing to configure. Yeah, and then here's the file, which would just go in resources. There's a lot of, like, there's a lot of stuff in here. There really is. I think I just hard code most of this. And as I'm sure some of this is redundant. And then whatever actually is a config parameter that's something that you might actually want to change, I can put that in, that can go into the creation function. Maybe these reward weights and stuff, we'll see. That's easy to do though. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the config. We want something that's nice and simple. So this is true. Howdy, how's it going? Currently, we are fighting. Yeah, we are currently fighting Isaac. And actually, I think that for what I'm doing, I just want this one. Yeah, this is the feet. Okay, then we see sitting in there. True. So we're just going to manually load this config in. And then we got, this is key bodies right here. We already have it because good. We can set up the character props, which is nice. This. Get ob size. I'm accidentally modifying their code instead of mine here. That's fine. We'll copy this in. Get ob size. Okay. Single space. $720p at 30. I can do you one better here. I've got stupid crashy Linux drivers, so if the stream goes down randomly, it's because I have not figured out what demons have infested my nice brand new machine and preventing it from having consistent Ethernet. Literally just dropped my Ethernet randomly, rebooting the interface doesn't do anything, no idea what's happening. Lib spaces box. B. Why is my autocomplete not freaking working? There we go. Action space. We'll do something like this. Need this. Price. And then they, for no reason, they store this in the config. Cool. So we don't need this. Well, wait, do we need this? Let me see. I give it a config yet? I did not quite get rid of config. Wait. Did they not use it? They just have it, just to have. Yeah, they literally don't even use it. Num obs. They don't use it either. States. Not used. Garbage code. Quick question. We just moved from the paper to now the oral defense. We're going to be, oh, okay, PhD student, cool. Anything from your defense I should know before if I use it as an example. Are you a PhD student doing your defense? Or what is this for? I mean, if you're, I don't know if you're asking about the content of it or the preparation of it. Oh, okay, cool, cool. I don't know if you're asking about the content or the preparation of it. So basically, I spent the content of it. I mean, the content of it is pretty much what's there. If you want a ton of details, like way more details than anyone ever needs, I got my thesis online right here. So here's 170 pages of all the work I did over my whole PhD. And the thing is that there are little like sections. There are little sections before all the papers that kind of put stuff into perspective. There's like this is easy to get summarized in this format. And so you can there's lots and lots of stuff. This is all the content of the whole PhD. The preparation of it now was I spent very little time on that actual document because this is basically just all my papers slammed together with a few extra sections. This took me less than a week. The thesis defense took, a good 3 weeks to prepare, and it's a lot of going through the delivery live. I probably went through that thing like 100 times. More for the slides? Oh, I put no effort into the slides. The slides are basically, well, the nice figures were from previous presentations I gave throughout my whole PhD. The nice figures that I had. And everything else is basically me just sticking out how to set up timeline for your presentation. What do you mean timeline? Like how to time the presentation? How much detail? Like how did I time my presentation? So, I mean, pretty much I went through it so many times that I basically knew not every word I was going to say, right? But very, very closely I knew what I was going to say. So, the variance from delivery to delivery was maybe a few minutes. I had that thing, you really have to have your talks. When it's an important talk, you really have it nailed down to you're pretty much just delivering exactly what you know you're going to say in a way that's very, natural and not just like reading a script. Some slides can be very quick, some slides can be longer. I literally have 2 blank slides in my presentation where I just talk about stuff for a few minutes, right? That's fine too. You'll notice I don't have a whole bunch of text on my slides. I generally like making slides with a bunch of text is a waste of time. Take all that text, put the text into your notes on the bottom of the slide, and then optimize the way in which you're going to deliver that and just have the visual that you were going to put on the slide there. Maybe a little bit of text sometimes, but very, very sparing. That's generally what I did with that. It worked very well. So that's how the thesis goes. Currently, what we're doing for the folks that just joined on Twitch and YouTube, we are currently taking the Isaac Gym Physics Sim, and we are trying to undo the generational trauma of years of PhD students building horrible wrappers on top of each other. get something nice and simple to load this in. It's literally like half of the stuff in here that they had was just unused variables and unused configs. Okay, this one gets used, but then it's like you just pass it. Control freak inverse is 2. True. Now we're just doing, you know, we're cleaning up this code so we can actually do something with it. Device. What the heck? No, this is going to be device equals CUDA. And then you can pass it a specific GPU if you want. This is silly. Device. If graphics device. Does this get used? This doesn't get used. It doesn't get used. Does device get used? You gotta tell me device gets used, right? Yeah, okay, this does get used, it looks like. In create sim. Wait, but they don't pass anything to this? How do they not pass anything to this? Ay, 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 ay. Hold on. Compute device. Let me see something. Maybe I messed something up with this. Oh yeah. If you're looking for another talk, by the way, to look at, this one did not do as well on YouTube, but I think that the delivery of it was better than my my thesis defense. It's also just a really good reference for RL. Right here, this one. I'll link this in the chat. This is a really good reference. If you're looking to just get like a picture of all of like reinforcement learning, what we're doing with it, you know, where it's going. I made this video for that. I'm not doing more of those because they take a ton of time. And basically, if they don't blow up massively, it's just really not worth it. But yeah, it's a pretty nice reference. How does this work? Let me see. I messed this up with the phys-HOI. 8 sim. Okay, well this code doesn't run because look, they don't call it with parameters. So I don't know what the heck is up with that. So presumably this is some janky superclass thing. Because there's no way this code runs. Aha, you see? So this is where this gets created. And this takes a bunch of stuff. So physics engine gets passed in somehow. We have to figure that out. Let me see. Okay, so sim params are here. And this is, okay, so they specifically have, so we can make this very easily. This is fine. And then, sim phys-x. So this is quite easy. We just do this is physics engine equals gem API.simphysx. I don't like that I have to reverse the call order with these. Maybe I'll just pass it. Yeah, maybe I'll do physics engine here. Physics engine equal gem API sim x. There you go. And now when we do create sim, we can pass physics engine. And then the last thing is going to be sim params. Which I think we can get these right from here, right? Oops. We do sim params. Configure args, which is 60.0. CUDA. Device. Device. This is good. And then if sim in config, default sim options are provided in config. Okay, so we have to add some stuff to this. And I believe args params. And there we go. They're right here. So physics num threads, it's 4, subscenes is 0, client threads is 0. Okay, so we got all this. Now we need to figure out the sim config. Env config is here. Let's see where they pass the make env. So they pass args. Make env. And then parse sim params args config. Load YAML env config file. Okay, so it should all be in the env config file. Aha, here we are. So that's a lot of extra params. And I kind of have to guess, don't I? I have to guess at their names. If they're not pre-allocated. What is an Isaac Jim sim config? Are there docs on this thing, or is it just like docs? They don't have frickin' docs. Jeez. Deprecated no docs. Figure it out yourself. Alright. Yeah. Oh, it's dot, I see. Okay, that's easier. Yeah. Okay, that's way easier. Okay, so then all we have to do is we just put these in order. So num threads sim params dot physx dot solver type is 1, position velocity iteration 0. Contact offset. XD penetration. Okay. I'm starting to see why they have a config for all this crap. Should I consider that maybe I was wrong and there's too much stuff here and that this should be loaded from config? Let me think. I just really don't want to deal with path issues. Okay, also, the other problem is the way I have Puffer set up. If I need to sweep any of these, they actually do need to be set like this, because I can just add them easily from here to the init function and then sweep them. So I think this is actually going to be fine to just do it this way. So we do physics. So these are the physics params. And then it should be just from here. These were some extras. So I guess these go up here, maybe. We'll put them like this, and then sim.flex inner. And that's it. Okay, that's not bad. This is all that they've got. This goes at the top. It's not terrible. Had a cool idea for NYU folks. Send some stuff. I keep like Slack and stuff open on the side, so whenever you see me like go over and look at something, it's just some DMs or whatever. I mean, nothing super sensitive most of the time, but it's just like as a courtesy. I try not to leak like lab Slack messages and stuff. Not a huge deal, really. Okay, and we get to get rid of this finally. Okay, and then the only thing else we need is sim params, which we now have. Also, this function is freaking stupid because look at this. It's tiny. And what did I have here? Oops. I messed up. Hold on. Take this, put it here. Then we do device. Graphics. This is a graphics device, not graphics device ID. So this is. So we're going to do, this is graphics device. Sim params, this is nice. And then create sim. Go to this. We just prepare the sim. One more stupid function deleted. It's good. This does not get called. Does not get called. Whoops. Let's see if it gets called somewhere else. So much redundant bullshit. Drive you crazy. Basically, the other guy that I have working on this has just been so damn confused because all this code sucks. So I don't blame him. So I'm trying to spend today cleaning generations of PhD submitted garbage. Set sim params up axis. Does not get called. Does it get called in in is HOI? Set sim params. Okay, they do call it here. They call it before they call create sim. We'll Z. So what we're going to do is there's no reason it would ever not be Z. Self.up axis IDX. It's 2 in case we need this. Up axis index. And they do use this here. Yeah, but that's dumb. It's just, we'll just do this. Yay. I'll put this up here. Okay, anything else that we've got here that we don't need? So we've got create sim, which we already have gotten rid of, so this is gone. Step, obviously, we need. These are like weird API things we'll get rid of, and render. Okay, so we've cut this thing down quite a lot. We've cut this thing down quite a lot. The next things are going to be to integrate. And I started messing with stuff over here, right? Next thing is going to be to start configuring the humanoid version of the environment, figuring that out. But we made some good progress. I'm gonna call stream for the morning, and I'm gonna be back in the afternoon after I get some exercise, get some food, do a few things, and then I'll be here all afternoon working on this sim. And depending on how long it takes, possibly tomorrow as well, possibly not. We will see about that. For the couple folks that are still watching here, if you're interested in PufferLib, or if you're interested in getting involved with RL Dev, all the stuff is on puffer.ai. All of our M's are online. You can watch them played by agents. You can play them yourself. We've got docs. We've got articles, including for newcomers. And if you want to help us out for free, start the repository. Really helps out. You can join the Discord. This is where we organize all the dev if you're interested in getting involved. And you can follow me on X. I post a whole bunch of RL stuff, including some articles you can't find anywhere else. So thank you all very much.